Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with some more Hearthstone. Today's spotlight will be looking at the Tempo Rogue deck featured by Don't Kick My Robot as the deck of the week on Blizz Pro. The whole idea is to get board control early and maintain it at all times. We've got some cheap early removal with cards like Backstab and Deadly Poison, some value creatures such as the Harvest Golem as well as the SI7 agent, and then a strong mid game with creatures like Chillwind Yeti and Argent Commander. Maintain board control, swing for the face. Now with your general premise out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the deck in action. Okay, so the Tempo Rogue, we're focused on board control. We're gonna be aggressively digging for a strong open hand. Let me think, do I want the Backstab against a Druid? Let's hold on to it just in case. All those other cards we're gonna get rid of though. We're looking for some Argent Squire, Harvest Golem. I guess the Shieldmaster is not so bad. Shieldmaster is in here specifically to deal with a lot of the aggro running around, such as the hunters that we're seeing nowadays. And really, this is not the greatest hand for us. Looking at what we have, I almost wish we just got rid of that Backstab. Of course, we'll see what the opponent plays, but Backstab very, very strong in a few matchups. I don't know that the Druid is really one of them. At least, rather, a Backstab in the opening hand, because a lot of Druids, you're not seeing too many early game creatures that you're gonna kill that only have 2 health. Now, it lets us set up a potential damage with a, I mean, we could, yeah, it definitely does some stuff, but it's definitely not, again, ideal in this matchup. And this is, of course, sort of a frustrating situation because he's getting armor every turn when hitting us for 1, and well, we aren't. We do have the weapon, though. This deck is running Spiteful Smith, a single one of those. That's really good to chain off of your Blood Flurry, especially if you don't get that Deadly Poison. The Blade Flurry. Especially if you don't get a Deadly Poison, that's another method of pumping up. Oh gosh, are you serious? Chillwind Yeti, Let me think long and hard about this. All right. So we can just kill it with a Backstab with the weapon attack. I guess I don't really want to use the sap this early, so I think this is just what we're gonna do. Backstab, Deadly Poison to get the remaining 3. We're gonna take that 4 damage anyways, might as well do it this way. Of course, we could have coined in the Shieldmaster as well, but then he was gonna attack into it for 4. This wasn't gonna kill his thing, and if he would have just had to then shapeshift attack into it. So the Shieldmaster would have been a bad play. The sap, I'm playing against a Druid, I kind of want to save that for a more daunting later game creature. And look at him just baiting out my second weapon attack there, which I'm gonna take it. I mean, I think I should just do that. Yeah, we're gonna play a Shieldmaster, or maybe all you have to do is get off 2 additional damage. What's the likelihood of him doing 5 straight damage to that? Not very good. So this could very well just be a kill for that, and I can save this weapon attack for another one of his creatures. Especially if he plays a Druid of the Claw. I'm gonna pass it over. I'm not gonna weapon attack into it. So what I'm thinking here is that if he plays a Druid of the Claw, I can attack into it and kill it this way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. Well, I mean, I could have also Cold Blood attack into it, and I can still do that. I'm just gonna wait out the turn, give myself that option. Wait it out a bit. Again, the sap, I think we're gonna be holding on to some more of the daunting late game threats that you're typically seeing against Druids, especially those big old legendary creatures. Here's a Wrath. Is he gonna double Wrath this thing? Oh, he does the Wrath for 1? Is he gonna do a Wrath for 3 and then attack into it? No, he's gonna take the damage. And then either a Wrath for 3 or attack with his 3/2. Oh, he can't afford the Wrath for 3, so he will be attacking with his 3/2. Okay, all right. Now, the 5 turn, I guess we just go ahead and throw down a Shieldmaster. And we do have the Blade Flurry, so if we save the attack, we could also use this to deal damage to his minions. Of course, alright, I'm gonna save the attack 1 more turn to Blade Flurry, because then he'll also get hit with it, plus it'll hit whatever minions that he's playing here. Could also chain that with a Cold Blood if he plays something bigger. Or, of course, if he plays his Druid of the Claw, we're going to have a Blade Flurry for 3, plus the attack with 3. The 3 is going to still hit him in the face, so it's not like we miss out on that attack this way. Okay, so there's 2 damage that, and then there's his second Wrath. Okay, so I can Blade Flurry and then attack into it to kill it. I guess I'm just gonna do that. This way it still hits him in the face. Kill his creature. We're gonna get a Loot Hoarder in play. It's just gonna die, because he's probably just gonna attack into it, but we get the card draw off of it, so that's fine. Okay, well, not exactly what I was hoping for, but we did get rid of his creature. Remember, board control is the big focus. Here's a sprint. Ideally, we'd want this a little bit later, but you know. The Black Knight's gonna come really in handy in this matchup. And we, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, perfect. We're actually gonna throw a Cold Blood to kill that. You can either throw a Cold Blood to kill it, or we can just combo Eviscerate it. He's used both of his Wraths. I might actually... It sounds ridiculous, but I might actually throw a Cold Blood.
So many options.
I actually don't really like my options, because I don't want to use a low Cold Blood, but I guess we will to get a combo to Eviscerate. You know... How about I just do this? We're gonna coin. I'm gonna sprint, and then I'm just gonna Cold Blood and attack into that. I didn't want to waste both of those, that's all. I know this was an excruciatingly long turn. I know this ends up, you know, I could have used the Cold Blood on a creature that's gonna persist, but now I've got a pretty big card advantage, which is good. So we're sitting on 3, 6, 7, 8 cards right now. Plenty of options, plenty to play. 2 Eviscerates. We still have the Black Knight. We've got the Sap. I mean, we've got lots and lots of options, lots to play. If he doesn't play any big threats, might see Chillwind Yeti, a couple Argent Squires, you know. All sorts of options. If he does go with... that's a threat. I might Sap that just to delay it. Because obviously my Eviscerates and stuff don't do much good. I'm gonna bring that back to his hand. Basically it means he just sort of wasted his turn there.
The light protects me. The light protects me.
Okay. Okay, alright, so now we've got some creatures in play. We set him back a turn. He might be going with one of his big drops this turn. I really hope he plays like a huge taunt that we can Black Knight. His Ancient would be fantastic. I'd actually sort of be surprised if he played Bloodhoof again, because I feel like he might... Well, he does want to play Rag right now. Asera wouldn't be a terrible play. We would be able to kill it, but I'm saying on, like, from his perspective, Asera wouldn't be a terrible play. Is a Druid of the Claw? That is perfect for us, honestly. That is perfect for us. I think that's going to be our Black Knight target. And then maybe just an SI7 agent, 2 damage to his face. Yes. Or let's see what he does with his remaining 4, but... We'll see, we'll see. I'm liking where we're sitting right now. I mean, not everyone runs those big taunt ancients, so this could actually be very, very good for us. Oh my gosh. Well, he's already used both Wraths, so he doesn't have that. Oh, okay. Alright, that's actually fine. That, okay. Alright, let's see. I mean, yeah, it just seems like we should totally be doing this. And I am actually, rather than doing him that extra couple of damage, I'm gonna just get rid of this. So it makes it so he can't attack into this and then shapeshift into it to kill it next turn. You know what, I think he was probably setting up for a swipe, but even if he does, well actually he could, yeah, he can kill a lot right now with this swipe actually. He can kill everything but this with a swipe and attack into that. He'll still take that 4 to the face though, which is good. Yeah, so there it is. He's gonna swipe this. And then he can... Oh, the Argent Commander. To finish that off. Alright, we're gonna be able to SI7 agent that. Okay, well that's good. So we've got the second SI7 agent. Well, why don't we just backstab it? And then we can agent his face. Let's backstab that. Let's agent his face. And I think I'm actually gonna do this just in case he gets rid of the Drake. I want to make sure I can take advantage of that extra spell power because we have got him in potential death range. So let's say he swipes right now, second swipe, then he kills this with an attack. He would take 3, that bring him down to 10. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean we would have the victory next turn. As long as we can. Yeah, we're gonna have the. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. We may have the victory next turn though. So he's gonna attack into the 3-1 now. Does he have anything to deal with the 3-2? That's the big question. Does he have a second keeper? Did he already play his second keeper? Okay, no, well, he doesn't. Okay, so he doesn't kill our creature, but he does pull himself out of death range. I'm gonna play this. And we're just gonna go for his face. Like this. Okay, all right, so let's see what happens. We did have the victory, the healing touch. We obviously have potential fatal for next turn, but, you know, he could have more removal. He's got to deal with this 2 times, meaning he's got to get rid of the shield first, unless he's running Naturalize. Which honestly I wouldn't be too salty about because I could then just pull into some more cards. But anyways, there we go, that's a game. Let's go ahead and wrap things up by taking a look at the deck list. And starting at the top here for the Tempo Rogue by Don't Kick My Robot, we've got 2 Backstabs, a Cold Blood, and a Deadly Poison. I'm not terribly thrilled by my usage of the Cold Blood last game, but you know, it handled the situation. It allowed me to hold on to an Eviscerate. A lot more often, though, you're going to be using this to combo to keep on a creature that will be staying alive. I just happened to combo it to do a trade, but it's preferable that you keep that creature alive to potentially get another swing with an extra 4 damage. So the 2 Backstab and 2 Deadly Poison, a lot of times used for early removal. You did see me use a Cold Blood to trade up. A lot of the time, though, it's more often used for a finisher, and ideally, again, on a creature that will be staying alive. We've got 2 of the Argent Squire, just an early minion to allow for some trades of cheap minions. Obviously very helpful against a Paladin. Remember, board control, that is the main focus of this deck. The Blade Flurry here, so we've got the Deadly Poisons for the Blade Flurries, but we're also running the Spiteful Smith in case you don't have Deadly Poison. And Spiteful Smith isn't bad. It's a 4/6, you know, that's a big chunky amount of health there. 2 Eviscerates, a lot of times for finishers, again, removal if need be. We've got the sap ideally used on big threats. We sapped his Bloodhoof. He ended up not playing it again that game because there were too many other pressing matters for him to deal with. A perfect example of how a sap can be rather useful, or you know, against a opponent who just plays a huge threat that you absolutely want to get rid of. Maybe a large taunt, for example, in case you've already or haven't drawn into your Black Knight. We've got the Bloodmage Thalnos, the extra spell power, of course, helping with Backstab as well as Eviscerate, getting that extra spell damage through. Very nice. The SI7 agent, as well as the Harvest Golem and Perditions Blade, and the Loot Hoarder, sorry, skipping about here. Just a very strong earlier game, you know, the Loot Hoarder. So open up turn 1 with an Argent Squire, followed up turn 2 with the Loot Hoarder, and then turn 3 with a Harvest Golem. You usually don't want to just play a turn 3 SI7 agent unless you're like turn 2 with a coin or something to get the combo off. Ideally, you want to play that with the coin. And then more mid-game, beefy, solid creatures, the Chillwind Yeti, the Shieldmaster, specifically dealing with a lot of the aggro, the zoo, the hunters that are out there right now. We've got the Drake, extra spell power, great card draw, it's a cantrip, and then we've got the 4/4 Spiteful Smith, like I mentioned earlier, big beefy 4/6, also helps increase the odds of you being able to get off a Blade Flurry that's going to do a lot of damage in case you don't have that Deadly Poison. And then we've got we've got the finisher here, potential finisher here with the Argent Commander, the Black Knight to get by taunts, and then the late game sprint. You never want this, even on turn 7 a lot of times you don't want to play it, but if you look at the deck, we've got so many 1, 2, and 3 drops, if you play at any turn post 10, chances are good you're gonna be able to play the sprint and then play one or two other cards, which is very nice. All right, guys, that does it here. Taking a look at the Tempo Rogue deck from Don't Kick My Robot. Gonna stay tuned. We'll follow this up with a gameplay video in which we'll be playing a few games. I've done a bit of play testing. It's been doing fairly well, and yeah, I'm looking forward to showing that to you guys. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.